Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel, and I'm going to share with you a headline that, at first glance, might startle you a little bit if you are an XRP holder. And I'm assuming you are, if you're listening to this, because this is indeed an XRP-centric channel. Here's the headline from the Daily Hodl. Ripple open to using additional crypto assets aside from XRP, says CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Oh, what? How could that be? And in fact, on this channel, and to be fair, look, I've stated that in the past, I've been saying it for the whole time I've been running the channel, that I can't imagine that Ripple would ever want to use another cryptocurrency outside of XRP because they own a lot of XRP, right? And so they have all the incentive in the world to build that out. And on top of it, it's clearly the best digital asset to be positioned as a bridge currency for on-demand liquidity, right? And so I always made the case that you could plug in Bitcoin if you wanted to, but it would be kind of a bad idea. You're going to have a bad time because Bitcoin is slow AF, my friends, and it's costly. Transactions are quite costly. And so I had always just thought, well, there's no way this is going to happen. But as soon as I became aware of this, even before reading this article, I was like, oh, I brainstormed for like 3 to 5 seconds. I was like, wait a minute, I have a guess as to why, and my guess actually did end up being right. So, all we can do, given that we're not privy to inside knowledge from Ripple and their think on everything, is just do our best to just take the publicly available information and talk amongst each other and try and decide what we think is most likely in terms of the direction that we're going to go. And to me, it's always made sense that they'd never use anything but XRP. But now that we have this new information, it actually makes sense, and I don't think it's going to be bad for XRP. If anything, I know it sounds weird, which is why I need to break this down, but it could ultimately be good for XRP. But before I go any further, if you would please delicately tap the like button, I would appreciate it. And go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel, because it is the Moon Lambeauest of all channels on the YouTubes. Whatever the hell that means. I don't really know. All right, so into the content. Ripple Chief Executive Brad Garlinghouse says, the San Francisco payments firm could one day utilize cryptocurrencies aside from XRP. In a new interview with CNN, Garlinghouse addresses whether the company is open to using stablecoins or other digital assets in current or future products. And by the way, I still don't think it would be Bitcoin even if this ever happens. And that's an if still. But I can't imagine it would be Bitcoin. Maybe, but pick something else. But anyway, here's how Brad Garlinghouse responded. The short answer is yes. Stablecoins are a little bit different and unique, because even if you have a stablecoin that is dollar denominated, you still have that cross-currency problem. We also, though, did design our products to be efficient such that if we entered a market where XRP had very little liquidity, that we could use a different digital asset where there might be more liquidity, the spreads would be tighter. And so there you go right there. What he's stating here, now I've acknowledged this before, is like you can plug any cryptocurrency into on-demand liquidity. There's nothing that technologically would hinder that. I was just making the point that it's not ideal for Ripple. And that's still true. It still is not ideal for Ripple to be promoting another cryptocurrency if it can be avoided here. And so what they're talking about is if they want to actually ultimately grow out on-demand liquidity and onboard customers faster, then if there are corridors where XRP is not sufficiently liquid, they could use a different cryptocurrency and plug it in. And so depending on what the cryptocurrency is, it might not be, well, it won't be as efficient as XRP, because XRP is perfectly suited for this use case. But if it's better than settling via the traditional financial system, the legacy financial system with Nostra accounts, well, if it's better than that, well, okay, that would still be appealing to customers, and that way you could onboard customers sooner. But here's the neat thing about this. As liquidity continues to get built out in the crypto space in general, what do you think is going to happen? So even if they're using another cryptocurrency and to settle instead of XRP, because say hypothetically there's a corridor where XRP is not liquid enough to fill that role, even if another cryptocurrency is used and that results in customers getting onboarded to Ripple as customers, utilizing on-demand liquidity, what do you think that's going to do? This is why it would be good for XRP ultimately. Check this out. If that happens, customers come on at a greater rate. As liquidity increases for XRP in those corridors, they'll just switch to XRP ultimately. Think about it. Why would you continue to use the inferior crypto, which is not suited for this use case, to the degree that XRP is anyway? Why would you continue to use that cryptocurrency once XRP is sufficiently liquid in said corridor? Well, duh. Of course, you'll switch to XRP as soon as you can. So it's kind of funny to think, and I wish I had thought of this sooner. It seems obvious in hindsight. But it never occurred to me. I hadn't thought about it any deeper than that. But yeah, if it's going to build out on-demand liquidity quicker, onboarding the customers, because look, you want that. If you're Ripple, you can get this network effect growing. The more customers that are on Ripple, the more valuable it is, and then you get this exponential increase. Which you have seen, by the way. You have seen, even if we're just talking about RippleNet with the messaging portion of this, because there are only a few dozen, however many customers utilizing on-demand liquidity today, which of course uses XRP as a bridge currency. But and also consider, we don't even know if Ripple will ever encounter a situation where liquidity is such a problem that they need to use something else. Because look, in terms of liquidity, consider this also. All the other cryptocurrencies, other than Bitcoin and Ethereum, every other cryptocurrency that's not a stablecoin, they're all less liquid than XRP. So is it really surprising, given the current liquidity and market cap of XRP, is it really surprising that they haven't felt the need to do that? So as long as XRP, frankly, remains towards the top of the list here, if they don't think that, if they don't have sufficient liquidity problems, what are they going to do? They're gonna switch to Bitcoin or Ethereum, because those would be the choices, right? In all likelihood. I mean, fine, maybe there's some unique corridor where, even though liquidity on the whole globally is better with XRP, maybe there's a cryptocurrency market cap place number 10 or 20 or 30 or who knows, where for some reason in a certain corridor it's more liquid, and then okay, maybe. But those would be fringe instances, and if it's good for Ripple and good for on-demand liquidity, I think that would ultimately be good for XRP. So I just don't see this being a bad thing. If anything, I think ultimately it would be a positive. And so if you see a headline like this, to me, it does not make a bit of sense to be scared about this whatsoever. And so here's the rest of the quote from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, in referencing, potentially the need to utilize a cryptocurrency other than XRP. He says, "We haven't yet found a need to do that, but certainly when we think about solving a customer problem, we do want to put the customer first. If we found there was a market somewhere on the globe where the efficiency between XRP and that fiat currency weren't a tight spread, we might look at using a different digital asset." Exactly, and so I'm not surprised they haven't run into it, but it's an interesting concept, is it not? And so to date, Garlinghouse says Ripple has met its needs in traditional and emerging markets as it looks to expand its crypto-based remittance platform. And so here's another quote from him now. "Our vision really is, how do we make this plug and play and as simple as possible to plug in and take advantage of global liquidity across the XRP ecosystem? It is so clear to me, more than ever, that XRP's speed, its scalability, its incredibly low cost per transaction dynamics make it perfectly suited for the problem we are solving with it. We're seeing that the community behind XRP, the other use cases, we're seeing that grow every week." And so the odds of them ever needing to plug in another cryptocurrency, I would think slim. I mean, we'll see how things develop in the world of crypto in general, and maybe I'd be singing a different tune a year or two or three from now, but I don't see it. I just look at how liquid XRP is. Because the truth of the matter is, XRP is more liquid than almost every other cryptocurrency on the planet, but it is supremely illiquid compared to where it would need to be to globally replace the Nostra Vostra system that's set up today for settlement. And that's not some sort of deep dig against it. Look, this has never been done before, and the crypto asset class is in its nascency, so I wouldn't expect it to just take hold rampantly overnight. But the neat thing is, in terms of market cycles, it doesn't have to. And that's been proven out to this point because XRP, frankly, is just following the price action of Bitcoin. So if you're concerned about that also, I'm not offering financial advice in any degree, but no, I don't think that's a problem whatsoever. I think that people are not sufficiently parsing out the differences between cryptocurrencies and placing a sufficiently weighted importance on functionality when making purchasing decisions of crypto. So that's the way I look at it. But I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.